everybody's just ready to leave, right?
Road book. Where's the road book?
I don't know where's the road book. We'll go by location, I guess. So, do you like this selection more than the previous event?
It's different. I was expecting maybe the similar cars, similar owners, but you said they were just, this is for the young. So I'm just curious. Somebody has bought.
This is the event for young people under 40.
Some, I think, brought the car from their father.
I don't care what car they brought, but I can tell you what. If you're looking for something to drive and you're under 40, look at this selection. How can I explain this on the dash? The only explanation is they have a lottery or a checkpoints or something. Some mysterious numbers on the dash, on the scotch placed on the dash. We don't know.
It's a code.
It's a secret code, yeah.
It's something to do with QAnon.
With what?
With QAnon. It's a conspiracy thing.
Yeah. Why do you say it was?
At the time.
It still is a striking design. But of course, if someone would have showed me this car in the 70s, which is impossible because I was born in 76, so maybe let's say 79 or 80, I would have fainted. I've never seen there. I only saw the cars like this. That's behind it, which was the Russian Zaporozhets. The not Russian, Soviet Zaporozhets. Look at the OC.
I think it's like an ISO Revolta being washed too hot.
It's an incredible design. You love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
If you hate it, you should be executed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only answer.
Okay.
The only thing you have to do is love it.
You love it? Okay. That's bold. Because I love it too. But this is like the multiply from the Zagato. You love it or you hate it. As more people hate it.
What does it prove? It proves that more people on this planet have to be educated more.
You should execute it. First educate it, and that if that doesn't work.
Of course. First educate it, and if it doesn't work, what do you gotta do?
This is the section many people find a little bit odd, or without purpose, or I don't know.
There is no beauty without oddity. You know that?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, let's say Pininfarina would never have designed a car like this. I'm happy for it.
No, probably
Zagato
not.
would make a car like this.
Beer.
The point is having fun, having an ability to be precise and enjoying having a competition anyway, having a prize at the very end, but without pushing it too hard, being too much competitive on the car, on the homologation of the car, the specifics of the car. And what is it about? We can translate it in English as a precision race.
Precision
competition, exactly. That means making it. You have fixed terms of distance with fixed terms of timing. Because the competition race around a parking spot where you have many corners. I can show you actually. I have to study it. We didn't. Then bam, 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 bam. Each of those you have a different time, and you should be able to say, my co-driver should say, okay, now this one is lower. You have to go slower, but reach it. Count down, saying, okay, you start 10, 9, 8, blah, blah, blah. And you make it all over until the final one. This is the most competitive and most difficult way to make this kind of race. Usually, more formally, more relaxed, is instead we start from here, you start from here and you pass in front of it, above the tube, the time starts, and then you make 10 kilometers and you say, okay, in in 50 minutes you have to cross the line on the other side, and then you have another and another, but in
Average speed.
In an average speed, in a long distance though. Every section has a time frame of seconds. The problem is that every section has a set of seconds that differ between one another. On the first one, I have to go on 6 seconds over here, then 11, then 16, then 23. so that the co-driver tells you how you're doing on seconds. You driver you have to pass it in the proper way. But both of them has to know exactly, okay, this one is fast, the second is low. Go slower and then you start again. You pass on the third segment, you get and accelerate. For us, it's the very first time. We're gonna try it out, but you know, in a material way. We're here to drink, to have fun, to enjoy the cars. This guy, for instance, he wants to try it out. You know? Probably it's not the very first time that he tries it. But yeah, so that's why they have dashboards. We got some motorbikes too. We got the Tenere 600 in the back.
That one.
Now we bought the Super Tenere 750.
Kickstart.
Yeah.
Tenere 600. No electric start?
No, for us it was one of the latest models. We have both the Kickstart and the Super Tenere.
I like those wheels. Very special wheels.
You love the Lancia?
The Mazda.
Ma che Mazda? Ma che dici? Mamma mia, ma che cacchio!
Saluta che ti fanno la foto.
Flavia.
Flavia. This is Zagato and this is Pininfarina.
I think they're both valid.
Both valid, yeah. It's a completely different approach in making a car.
So, what is the fun fact about this car?
Fun fact about this car is this is the last series of Lancia Fulvia, which is a 60s model, but this is now 74, 75. And this is a limited edition. They made 900 of them, based on the Safari competition model. Basically, it's a stripped out version, but the nice thing about this car, the fun fact, is that the upholstery is made from denim, just to give it some kind of 70s appearance, I guess.
That's what I want to do with my Multipla.
Make it in denim.
Denim,
Yeah, why not? See, you see the Safari decal with the elephant. Well, this is the decal for the special edition, Safari Fulvia, with the elephants, and the elephants were the symbol of the Lancia Squadra Corse Works factory team.
Why is that? Why elephant?
Why an elephant? Because
It's
the
not
elephant...
a fast animal.
No, but it's unstoppable. And that was the reason they chose the animal, because it's maybe not fast, but it will keep on going forever. It's unstoppable. So in the end, if you make it to the finish line, you will win.
That's why I'm asking for our viewers to finally understand why Jaguar used the fast animal, but the Lancia decided to use something.
But I forgot, but maybe one of your viewers can put it in the comments. There's also a brand which has a tortoise in its logo. I think it's an English brand, but I'm not sure. It's a tortoise. Some of the viewers will put it in the comments.
I hope it's a ninja tortoise.
I want to talk about this car.
Okay, good.
That last time, 2 weeks ago, we visited the Yada car show, and at that car park there was the brown, the bicolore Ritmo Cabrio.
Of course I remember.
Which turned out was not a Fiat anymore, it was a Bertone, because it was made by Bertone. This one too. Originally it was a Fiat X1, but later they handed all their tooling and parts and production facilities to Bertone, and I think the last 2 years of production it was a Bertone X1. This one is from the American market. You can see by the enormous bumpers.
Terrible bumpers.
Terrible bumpers, very heavy. It's the same for the Porsche, the big rubber bumper extenders, American.
For the Porsche I couldn't care less. Kind of suits this fat ass.
It's true, it kind of suits it. But you know why it's there? Because in America the law has changed that
I know.
a car should be able to
Withstand
an impact of 5 kilometers an hour without having damage.
I think 6 miles an hour. Not
6 miles, I thought 5 kilometers, but still, without damage. But that steering wheel,
You
it's
wanted
like-
to say something about the steering wheel, which came from the go-kart, it seems.
Yeah.
Is that original? What do you think?
It's probably original, but look at my hands. It's, no, it's not sitting. It's 11 inch or something. But it's nice. It's nice. It should have a small steering wheel because it's a small car.
Where is the engine?
This is the trunk, and there's the engine. It's either 1.3 or 1.5. I guess it's a 1.5. It's a mid-engine sports car, this is.
That's where I was leading you to.
Mid-engine sports
To
car.
tell us that this is actually a mid-engined sports car with a huge 1.3, maybe 1.5.
But with those bumpers it needs also an engine in the front.
The bumpers, yeah. It needs V8 with
It
these
adds
bumpers.
50 kilos of bumper to the car.
That's for sure. It's a bit peaty with the bumpers, but it's still a nice...
Still a nice car, and it's a perfect condition. I like the upholstery again.
No, it's not Targa roof. It's just a removable roof, right?
Well, is that the case? No, it's not so. If you have a Porsche 911 Targa, it only has the...
It's like this.
It's like that,
It's
yeah.
just the central part.
And Porsche calls it the Targa, and they're German, so that must be the correct spelling. I like this Fiat 500. It's different. It sits lower. It hasn't got the positive camber on the back. See, normally those wheels we have a positive camber like this, but now it's sitting so low that it's like a normal car. With
What are the rims?
I'm not sure. I think Cromodora or something.
Yeah, but have you seen these three brave little girls driving it?
No.
They must be like 18 or 17 or
17?
even 16. In one of my videos from Classic Car Show in Arezzo, you can find it on my channel, I was pointing at the Fiat 500 and I was saying that it has a sign on the windscreen. It was for sale, and the sign was saying that it's good for young drivers. I mean, by the Italian regulations, you are considered new driver when you just got your license less than 1 year ago. And of course, with the amount of horsepower this little guy has, it suits for neopatentati, and that's what we're seeing here. Three young brave girls driving this little Fiat 500, appreciating the classic.
46 is Valentino Rossi.
Valentino Rossi,
The
the doctor.
Italian, the doctor. 46.
The famous Italian motorcycle champion. And there is him, probably driving the motorcycle or something. So these girls or their parents or grandparents, they know a thing or two about being cool with the classic car. Very nice.
When was the last time you've seen a Tema? Lancia Tema.
Lancia Tema.
I can't
when
remember.
was the last time I saw it?
If you check on eBay or whatever, the only advertisement you get is for the 832, the one with the Ferrari engine, but the normal ones, they seem to be...
Yeah, the normal one
They're gone.
seem to be overused and abandoned.
But
This
really,
has seen some life as well. Look
yeah,
at
but
the
those
rear door.
those wheels are completely new, because when in Holland, if it would go to a puddle with salted water, they would immediately disintegrate. And here they look like they just came out of the factory. It's amazing. I only see them when they're in the showroom like this. Never when they are on a car. I like it. It's an understated saloon car. I love it. But you need to smoke cigars with a car like this.
Why?
It suits it. If you check the upholstery, it's for a cigar smoker. It really is. It's an old-fashioned gentleman saloon cigar club kind of car. Series 2. But it's a 1750, which is a very rare example. First series.
I love this car with these Panasonic's, well, no, Pioneer speakers from what is this?
The 80s.
80s, yeah, 90s.
The speakers are a little bit out of touch with the rest of the car, but they can probably be removed. And you were wondering, if you have an Alfa like this, why would you need a radio in the first place? Because this engine would make a beautiful sound. Radio would not be optional.
I have a radio in my Alfa for whatever reason.
Do you ever use it?
Of course.
Yeah, when you're on the autostrada or something.
I do use it. To put some nice Queen song.
What? Sorry?
Queen.
Who?
You're too old to remember.
This is a Lancia Fulvia berlina, so it's the four-door version of the coupe Zagato, the one we spoke about last week with the electronic, the hybrid.
With the
hybrid car, you remember?
Electronic hybrid. It was electric opening rear hatch, which we call the hybrid. So
its bigger brother is here as well, but now we're discussing about this one. I had one of those in dark blue. I bought it in 1999, so that's a long time ago. And I just popped my head inside and had a smell, and it all came back to me. That smell of that car with that upholstery. I never smelled it before, and I've never smelled it since. It's the car I had. It's definitely the car I had.
Let's go sniff it. Maybe
sniff
it's
this
yours.
car. Sniff it? No, it isn't, because it's a completely different version, but the same smell. I think it must be something in the upholstery or something. And I think that is what causing the smell, because I found out that in the upholstery of this car they put in seaweed. They didn't have foam at that time. They used seaweed to make the cushions.
Really?
And springs. So like springs, like in your old bed mattress, there are springs inside. But the seat backs are filled with dried seaweed.
So it's an eco material.
It is definitely an eco material, but it
in the 60s.
Yeah, but it's terrible. But it
smells like.
It smelled like this.
Couch a little bit.
Yeah, it's seaweed, horse hair. I don't know what it is. It's an old couch. I think old couches are maybe even also filled or stuffed with seaweed. But it's built like a tank. It's incredibly sturdy and well put together.
Does it have any engineering quirks you were telling me that you found in the Lancia van? Or no? This particular model?
No.
Yeah, you see, that's the sign that this is the eco car. With the seaweed in the seats.
Yeah, okay, so proves my point. Well, no quirks, but like for example, if you have trim, stainless steel trim or chrome trim on your normal car, you would just pop it on. With this, it's a small stud with a nut from the inside every 15 centimeters. So on the inside you will see a small nut, a small nut, a small nut, and if you remove those, you can
carefully take the trim off.
Take the trim off. Well, normally you would have to put a screwdriver. With this, it's all delicate. It's all delicate stuff. It's a very complex car, but it's so well made. It's like a Swiss watch, only not as beautiful. But still, if you're a technician like me, you will appreciate it. Even if it's not very pretty, you will still like it.
So you maintain that there was Italian car that was so well made it was working like a Swiss watch.
Definitely.
And had an ashtrays in the backs
for the children.
Of the front seat.
I think
for the children.
For the
yeah.
children, definitely.
Absolutely.
For the children.
There you go.
But this is not my car and the owner is not here, so I would not open the door. But if you would open the door and close it, it's like a vault. Boom. For example, this trim, it's all stainless steel. There's no chrome on this car. Bumpers are stainless steel, stainless steel. Only this logo probably is chromed. But this is not just a pressed on thing, it's completely molded and cast. Instead of just cheap, it's expensive. And it was the cheapest car they made. The Fulvia Berlina was the entry-level Lancia, but still it was designed to last. The rumor has it that they didn't make money on them at all. They lost money on every car they made. That's why they went bankrupt.
But that is the car with some really incredible engineering in that.
Like all Lancias from that era. That one even more.
That one even more, which is...
This is the Lancia Flavia Sport Zagato. Last time we discussed the dark blue Fulvia Sport Zagato with the electric rear motor. This one has the same quirk. Also made by Italian coach builder Zagato. The body is completely aluminium. It's not aluminium, it's a mix of magnesium and aluminium. I think about 25% magnesium, so it's even more light. And it's a controversial design. You can maybe imagine that not many people would like this side window, which looks out of place with the door window. But to me, it makes it interesting.
But also, can you look at the windshield?
The windshield
that is made like an aircraft windshield or something.
With a very big frame around it. Yeah,
yeah.
It's a very heavy, again stainless steel frame around that windshield. I think it's unobtainable. If you break it, I think you will have a problem getting a replacement. It's got a 1.8 or 1.5, but I think 1.8. They made more of them. Boxer engine, so like the Subaru Impreza you all know. Putting out about between 90 and 110 horsepower, probably. But the car is light. I think it's about 950 kilos or maybe even less. And you wouldn't say, but it's pretty streamlined. So I think the top speed will be about 180 kilometers an hour, which is definitely not bad for a car of this size with this kind of engine and 60 years old. It's 60 years old, remember.
So 60 years ago, all that incredible engineering with magnesium alloys in the body shell, aluminium.
No, the body was made of aluminium mixed with magnesium. It was a mix. Peraluman, it was called. If you have a dent in this kind of material, it's almost impossible to get it out because it will crack immediately. It's very brittle, but very light. And it corrodes because it's fitted to a steel chassis. So the floor is steel, and then they fit it on this body. So there is contact between magnesium alloy and the steel. So in the end they will just rot and very complex to restore. And the story in the taillights is this, that like with the Fulvia, they started the Flavia range with a 4-door sedan. And the 4-door sedan had these Carello lights. And for the Flavia Zagato, they took those lights, modified the interior, make it more shallow and light. You don't see it on the outside, but on the inside they're different. And they fitted those. But they were expecting to make a couple of thousands of those cars, but in the end they only made hundreds. So they were left with a big stock of those modified taillights, unsuited for the sedan or for the saloon, but yeah, only fitted to these kind of cars. And at the same time, Colin Chapman of Lotus was looking for parts to fit to his then fresh Lotus Europa project. And he came across at Zagato and they said, well, we have maybe a couple of lights for you to use in your body. And he made that design to fit them. So he bought all the stock of Zagato, of those lights, the Flavia Sport tail lights, and they were fitted to the first 330 something Lotus Europa cars before that supply ended. So he only was able to buy 330 sets. And then they switched to Jaguar E-Type rear lights. And know the story because in Holland I have a Lotus Europa with those lights.
Let's go see the motor.
18 1.800 iniezione meccanica e 101 con il 1500.
Il 1008 è
È sempre uguale, sì, forse è girato leggermente i filtri dell'aria. 85 mi sembra.
88.
88. Che bella differenza.
Sì, 8000 di giri. I like this one, I like the color. I like the interior color, I like the wheels. They say they're not series. So they're probably aftermarket wheels.
This is basically the model that I have, but what is this size of those? 17?
Probably.
Yeah, it's 17.
But it's nice if you see where these wheels came from the 50s and the 60s with the TZ Alfa Romeos with the Campagnolo wheels, and they made them even abstract and made them more modern, and in the end it became this with the 5 circles. So it all comes down to the heritage.
I mean, this is, for me, actually, I don't think it matters with these wheels or with the wheels that I have on my Alfa, which are period correct 16-inch original wheels that it came with, and they are also like a teledial wheels. But for me, just the design of this coupe is so special, and it actually probably it says something about the design itself, that even the wheels from much modern era of Alfa Romeo fitted to this body still makes this stunning. It's just the way this car was designed. There is enormous amount of different wheels that the people fit in these cars, and my car, when I bought it, came with the OZ 18-inch rims, and it was still looking really nice. It was looking stunning.
Sergio, you have to educate me a little. At the same time as this car was designed, the coupe Fiat was designed, but that was a Chris Bangle design, but it also had that slash cut over the wheels, like more or less this car has, but this is a Pininfarina design.
Yeah.
So this Chris Bangle didn't have anything to do with this car.
Okay, so
There's a question.
No. It was only Enrico Fumia. He styled it completely.
Would it be a coincidence then that Chris Bangle came with the same design clue by having that knife cut along the sides? Because they're very contemporary cars.
Good artists copy, great artists steal. So
Who stole from whom?
who stole from whom? Nobody will ever find out in the end. But the thing is that, I'm sorry, my dear friends, but let's put in the frame these two cars, and I'll tell you what.
You mean the
If
Porsche
that
Alpha?
if that would be my garage, first of all, it wouldn't be, but if by any swing of fatum I would have these two in my garage, I would never in my life set
Porsche.
my foot in the second one.
I think you would prefer the Fiat 500 and the Alfa. in the
Absolutely, this and that. And then of course the Multipla,
garage. Of course. You need to get the groceries.
but
course.
not I'm
So you're almost there. You only need 500 and your dream garage
I
is
only need a little Cinquecento, which my wife is always asking for. Why can't we get a little Cinquecento? And I promised her that
one day.
yeah, one day soon, not one day, because in Italian language, like almost in English, one day we will get, in Italian they also say un domani. So
maybe never.
One of those tomorrows we will get it. No, I always say one day soon, really soon, we will get ourselves something like this, and that would be awesome.
Great.
But I apologize again, and I'm really sorry for my harsh opinion on the Porsches for the subscribers and viewers on my channel, but I mean, look at these two. You can't even compare them. Ah sì, sempre questa 112. The most important car of the century, or what?
No, but this was also a pioneer car, front-wheel drive.
I know.
Engine.
That's why I asked you that question.
This is the grandfather of the modern cars.
That's why I wanted you to say that out loud, that I didn't joke when I said this is the most important car of the century, because we all know that
This is the template. It started it all.
that Dante Giacosa was forced by Fiat to test his new front-wheel drive layout on something that is not Fiat, because they were afraid it will ruin the image of the Fiat, and it didn't, and it proved to be way better than the Mini Cooper. Everybody, when they were new and the people were young, wanted this, and they wanted Abarth. I know. This is fantastic.
Now you
Little
like
car.
those aftermarket headrests. You just slide them over the seat, and you hope that in an accident, they will stay there.
Carlo, com'è? Carlo, com'è?
I don't know if it's a Bart sound, but this is a proper car for Italy.
Oh, the samba, oil pan.
It's a proper, look at this picture. It's a proper picture for Italy.
Yes.
Se c'è una macchina più lenta, come magari Alberto con il topolino barchetta, lo sfilate subito, lui ci mette da una parte, importante.
903? Sì.
Sì, 903.
Ha fatto un po' di cubo il 112.
Di che colore? Bianco. Grazie. Ma solo una sfumata, eh? Ah, ok.